Have you ever believed that the very foods often praised as good for the brain could secretly become the culprits pushing you toward a stroke in your sleep? It may sound hard to believe, but this is the reality brain doctors witness every single day. Picture this. You're sitting in a quiet living room, glasses slipping down your nose, reading a bedtime story to your grandchild in a warm, steady voice. The child's eyes sparkle. Laughter fills the room. But then, in a sudden moment, your voice catches. The words won't come out. The hand turning the page suddenly drops, heavy and unresponsive. Your grandchild stares in shock, while you watch helplessly as everything around you drifts farther away. This isn't a tragic movie script. It's a painful scene that plays out in emergency rooms all too often. Many older adults who eat balanced diets, exercise daily, and stay away from smoking and alcohol still collapse from strokes that strike in their sleep. Why does this happen? The answer lies in the body's silent changes with age. Foods once thought healthy can turn into a double-edged sword. In later years, even small shifts in diet can disrupt blood pressure and affect clotting. Add in medication use, poor combinations, or even overdoing healthy foods, and the result can be extra strain on blood vessels and the brain. At night, when blood pressure dips, hormones fluctuate, and circulation slows, the brain becomes especially vulnerable to oxygen shortage and clot formation. So what's the right path forward? The answer isn't extreme restrictions or expensive pills. It's about choosing the right foods, those backed by science, to keep your brain sharp and memory resilient through the years. Join me as we explore 7 familiar foods that, surprisingly, may be the true medicine for your memory and brain. If there's one food that tops the list for protecting memory, it's fatty fish familiar names like salmon, tuna, herring, and sardines. Many older adults hear the word fat and worry about heart health. But in this case, fat is nature's gift, omega-3. The special fat your brain craves every single day. Our brains are actually about 60% fat, and half of that is omega-3. Imagine omega-3s as the bricks and mortar that build every nerve cell, the very cells that store memories, emotions, and focus. Without omega-3, this structure weakens, neurons connect less efficiently, memory fades, and mood sinks into gloom. Numerous studies have shown that omega-3 deficiency is linked to depression, reduced learning ability, and even increased risk of Alzheimer's. On the other hand, when you eat enough fatty fish, it's like giving your brain an armor upgrade. Brain imaging studies reveal that people who regularly eat fish have more gray matter, the part of the brain packed with nerve cells responsible for memory, emotions, and decision-making. In other words, every serving of fish adds to a stronger, sharper brain. Signs you may be low on omega-3 include frequent forgetfulness, persistent low mood, or even joint and muscle aches that seem out of the ordinary. These are signals that your brain and body are thirsty for the lubricating oil of the sea. So how much is enough? Experts usually recommend 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish per week. That doesn't mean dining on fancy grilled salmon every day. A small can of sardines or a few slices of tuna in a salad can supply valuable omega-3s. Just as important, choose healthy cooking methods, steaming, baking, or light pan-searing. Avoid deep frying, since bad oils can cancel out the benefits of fish. A few cautions. If you're pregnant or have kidney issues, stick to low-mercury fish like salmon or sardines instead of large ocean tuna. Older adults taking blood thinners should consult their doctor before using omega-3 supplements. And here's the friendliest advice. Instead of red meat for dinner, try grilled salmon with leafy greens. It's light, easy to digest, and a quiet gift for your brain, helping you preserve the memories you'll share with your grandchildren for years to come. Bottom line, fatty fish isn't just food. It's the raw material your brain needs to sustain memory and clarity. Every serving is another brick laid in the foundation of a sharp mind. There's a green vegetable many people often overlook in their grocery basket, yet it's been called the brain's natural shield, broccoli. On the outside, it looks like tiny green trees clustered together, but inside it holds a treasure of nutrients that can determine how sharp your memory remains as you age. What makes broccoli truly special is vitamin K. It's not a nutrient we hear about every day, but it plays a critical role in brain structure. Vitamin K helps form sphingolipids, a type of fat that makes up a large part of nerve cell membranes. Think of it as the insulating tape that keeps your brain's wiring smooth and efficient. Without it, those signals misfire, like exposed electrical wires, leading to gradual memory decline. Just 1 cup of cooked broccoli can supply over 100% of your daily vitamin K needs. And here's the fascinating part. Studies in older adults show that those who eat more vitamin K-rich foods have sharper memory and faster processing speeds compared to those who eat little. In other words, adding broccoli to your meals quietly gives your brain a powerful advantage against aging. Beyond vitamin K, broccoli is packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds, the brain's silent bodyguards against free radicals and chronic inflammation. If you often feel tired or struggle to concentrate, it may be a sign your body is lacking these protective nutrients. Over time, that deficiency can open the door to neurodegeneration. So how should you eat it? Experts recommend broccoli 2 to 3 times per week, with just 1 to 2 to 1 cup per serving. Don't overcook it. Excessive heat destroys many of its vitamins and compounds. Instead, lightly steam or sauté it with olive oil to preserve nutrients and make it tasty. A smart trick? Pair broccoli with salmon or chicken breast. It's delicious and doubles the brain benefits. A note of caution. For those on blood-thinning medication, too much vitamin K from broccoli can interfere with your treatment. In that case, ask your doctor to help adjust your intake. And here's a friendly reminder. Don't skip broccoli at the store just because it tastes plain. A touch of creativity, adding garlic, olive oil, or crunchy almonds can transform it into a dish that's not only enjoyable, but also safeguards your memory for years to come. Bottom line, broccoli isn't just another green vegetable. It's a golden piece that helps slow memory decline, keeping you sharp enough to share family stories for generations to come. The tiny blue gems of brain health. If fatty fish and broccoli are the 2 pillars of a memory-supporting diet, then blueberries are like tiny blue gems, humble in appearance, but packed with extraordinary brain-boosting power. Blueberries have earned the title of superfood, not because of their vibrant color, but because science has shown how strongly they protect the aging brain. The secret lies in anthocyanins, the blue-purple pigments that give blueberries their signature shade. These plant compounds are potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatories. Imagine your brain as a busy city that never sleeps. Free radicals are like vandals, quietly damaging the buildings, while anthocyanins act as a rapid response police force, neutralizing threats before they cause harm. In doing so, they protect the brain from chronic inflammation and oxidative stress, two major drivers of neurodegeneration and Alzheimer's disease. What makes blueberries unique is that some of these antioxidants don't just circulate in the blood, they actually cross the blood-brain barrier and settle in key regions of the brain. In other words, they don't just protect from a distance, they're stationed right in the command center, helping nerve signals travel more smoothly. That's why studies show blueberries improve short-term memory, learning ability, and processing speed. You may notice your brain lacking this shield if you often forget small details, struggle to concentrate while reading or talking, or feel unusually mentally drained. That's your brain's signal that it needs reinforcements from these little berries. How much is enough? Just 1 tour. 2 to 1 cup per day, about a handful, is enough to make a difference. No need for fancy preparation. Eat them fresh, mix them into yogurt, blend into a smoothie, or sprinkle over morning oatmeal. The key is consistency. A smart tip: choose fresh or naturally frozen blueberries and avoid sugary syrups or jams, since added sugar cancels out their brain benefits. A word of caution: people with diabetes should monitor their portions. While blueberries are lower in sugar than many fruits, too much can still affect blood sugar. And if you're taking blood-thinning medication, check with your doctor. First, blueberry compounds may enhance anticoagulant effects. A friendly suggestion: instead of reaching for a sugary pastry in the afternoon, try plain yogurt topped with blueberries. It's delicious, light, and most importantly, a quiet gift that helps you preserve the memories you'll want to hold on to even decades later. Bottom line: blueberries may be small, but they're the fountain of youth for the brain-nourishing memory and keeping your mind sharp at any age. If blueberries are the blue gems of memory, turmeric is the pure gold of the spice world. Its vibrant yellow color doesn't just make food beautiful, it hides a powerful compound that can go straight into the brain's command center: curcumin. What makes curcumin remarkable is its ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, a protective shield often described as the brain's steel gate. Once inside, curcumin plays a double role, fighting inflammation and neutralizing oxidative stress. If the brain were a library, curcumin would be the dedicated librarian, dusting the shelves, organizing the books, and keeping everything clean and orderly. Clinical studies show that curcumin may reduce the buildup of amyloid plaques, sticky protein clumps directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. It also supports memory in older adults, particularly those already noticing frequent forgetfulness. Without curcumin, the brain is more vulnerable to chronic inflammation, nerve cell damage, and memory decline. The signs of deficiency often appear as brain fog, a hazy mind, poor concentration, or more frequent lapses in short-term memory. For seniors, this isn't just inconvenient, it can be the early stage of cognitive decline. How should you use turmeric? In reality, turmeric powder in cooking contains only about 3% curcumin, while research studies often use much higher doses, 500 2,000 hours meals day. This means a sprinkle in curry or golden milk is beneficial, but for optimal effects, supplements may sometimes be needed, always under a doctor's guidance. Here's a key tip: Pair turmeric with black pepper or healthy fats, like olive oil or coconut oil. Piperine in black pepper can boost curcumin absorption by several times, ensuring your brain actually gets the benefit. Still, turmeric isn't for everyone. People on blood thinners or those with stomach conditions should consult their doctor before using high amounts. In the right dose, turmeric becomes a loyal ally for brain health rather than a burden. A friendly suggestion? Instead of just tea, try a warm cup of golden milk, a mix of milk, turmeric powder, a touch of honey, and black pepper. Not only is it a soothing evening drink, but it also acts like a golden shield for your memory. Bottom line, turmeric isn't just a cooking spice. It's a precious metal that nourishes the brain. Every spoonful you add today is like a golden brick building a stronger memory for tomorrow. The morning elixir for the brain. There's probably no beverage more closely tied to mornings than a cup of coffee. For many, that rich aroma is the real alarm clock. But beyond its familiar bitter-sweet taste, coffee is also a natural dose of medicine for the brain. The star ingredient in coffee is caffeine. The moment you take a sip, caffeine acts like a gatekeeper, blocking adenosine, the chemical that makes you sleepy and sluggish. As a result, you feel more alert and focused. But caffeine doesn't stop there. It also boosts the release of dopamine, the feel-good hormone that lifts your mood. That sense of energy and happiness after coffee isn't in your head. It's pure brain chemistry. Beyond caffeine, coffee is packed with antioxidants, the brain's protective shield against free radicals that damage nerve cells and accelerate aging. Large-scale studies have shown that people who drink coffee regularly, in moderation, have a lower risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. You'll notice the difference when you go without it, or more precisely, without caffeine. Fatigue, sluggishness, poor focus, headaches, or even irritability are your brain's way of signaling it's missing its usual morning support. So how much is just right? Experts recommend about 1 to 2 cups a day, roughly 200–400 milligrams of caffeine. The best time is in the morning or early afternoon, giving your brain a timely boost. Avoid drinking after 3 p.m., since caffeine can linger in the bloodstream for 6 to 8 hours and interfere with sleep. Equally important is how you drink it. A simple black coffee, or one with just a splash of milk, is far healthier than sugar-loaded versions filled with cream, syrup, or whipped toppings. Excess sugar undermines heart health and cancels out coffee's natural benefits. Of course, coffee isn't for everyone. Those with high blood pressure, rapid heartbeat, or chronic insomnia should consult a doctor before making it a daily habit. A friendly reminder: treat your morning coffee as a small daily ritual, not just to wake up your body, but also to protect your memory and keep your mind clear to savor life's moments. Bottom line, the right cup of coffee at the right time doesn't just wake up your body, it awakens your memory and brightens your mood. If coffee is your morning friend that wakes you up, nuts are the humble snacks that quietly nourish your memory for the long haul. Don't let their simple appearance fool you. A handful of almonds, walnuts, or cashews can be a powerful arsenal against brain aging. What makes nuts so special for memory is their unique combination of healthy fats, vitamin E, and antioxidants. Vitamin E is often called the silent warrior. It shields nerve cells from free radical damage, one of the main culprits behind age-related memory decline. Research shows that people who eat vitamin E-rich diets are less likely to experience cognitive impairment later in life. Among all nuts, walnuts often take center stage. In addition to vitamin E, they provide a solid amount of plant-based omega-3s, which fight inflammation and keep nerve cells communicating smoothly. Think of the brain as a massive highway system where signals are constantly on the move. Omega-3s in walnuts are like fresh pavement, keeping traffic flowing smoothly and preventing blockages. Without these nutrients, you may find yourself forgetting little details, struggling to focus for long, or feeling mentally foggy at work. For older adults, the effects are even clearer, fading memory and slower reflexes. So how much should you eat? Experts recommend about one small handful per day, around 30 grams. That might be a few walnuts, some almonds, or a handful of pistachios. You can enjoy them as a snack, mix into salads or yogurt, or sprinkle over morning oatmeal. The key is consistency, not eating a large amount all at once. Of course, there are a few caveats. Those with nut allergies must be extremely careful, since even a small amount can trigger a reaction. Also, stick to natural, lightly roasted, unsalted nuts. Flavored or deep-fried nuts often lose their health benefits and can even harm heart health. A friendly suggestion: keep a jar of nuts on your desk or in the kitchen. When you're tempted to snack on sugary treats, grab a handful of walnuts or almonds instead. It's a simple swap, but one that silently builds a protective shield for your brain. Bottom line, one handful of nuts a day not only calms snack cravings, but also acts as a natural medicine to keep your memory sharper for years to come. In the world of nutrition, sometimes the smallest things carry the greatest power. Pumpkin seeds are the perfect example. Often overlooked, discarded after Halloween, they're actually a natural mineral vault that fuels the brain. What makes pumpkin seeds special is their unique combination of 4 essential brain minerals: zinc, magnesium, copper, and iron. Each plays a distinct role, but together they form a 4-pillar system that supports memory and cognitive health. Zinc works like the brain's wiring, helping nerve cells transmit signals. Without it, connections become unstable, and studies link zinc deficiency to Alzheimer's, depression, and Parkinson's. Magnesium is the teacher of memory and learning. Low levels are tied to migraines, insomnia, and even a higher risk of seizures. Copper helps regulate nerve signaling. But when it's imbalanced, the brain is vulnerable to damage and neurodegeneration. Iron delivers oxygen. Without it, the brain slips into a foggy state. You feel tired, struggle to focus, and short-term memory weakens. Just a small handful of pumpkin seeds can deliver meaningful amounts of these nutrients. Eaten regularly, they act like a maintenance kit, keeping the nervous system running smoothly and lowering the risk of decline. Ignore them, and long-term deficiencies can quietly wear down memory until it's too late to repair. You may notice you need pumpkin seeds if you often feel fatigued for no reason, forget simple things, or feel a mental heaviness as if a thin cloud were covering your thoughts. That's the brain's cry for help. So how much is enough? Just 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, about a small handful. Lightly roast and sprinkle over salads, oatmeal, or simply snack on them plain. A smart idea is to mix pumpkin seeds with almonds and walnuts to create a super blend of memory-boosting nutrients. Of course, there are cautions. People with kidney disease or mineral metabolism disorders should check with their doctor first, since pumpkin seeds are relatively high in phosphorus and potassium. And always choose plain, unsalted, unsweetened seeds to get the full benefit. A friendly reminder: replace greasy packaged snacks with a small bag of roasted pumpkin seeds. Each handful isn't just fighting off hunger. It's quietly fueling your brain with the minerals it needs for memory and clarity. Bottom line, pumpkin seeds may be tiny, but they're a mineral key that keeps your brain sharp, your memory resilient, and your mind clear well into the years ahead. After this journey of discovery, one simple truth stands out. The brain already has its own natural defense and healing systems, but it needs the right fuel to run strong. Not expensive pills or distant therapies, but everyday foods on your table. A slice of rich salmon, a bowl of vibrant broccoli, juicy blueberries, a spoonful of golden turmeric, a warm morning coffee, a handful of crunchy nuts, or a small scoop of pumpkin seeds. Each of these choices is like a brick, quietly building a fortress for your memory and cognition. And the best part, you don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Just start small, add 1 serving of fish this week, toss some blueberries into your yogurt, or swap out a sugary snack for a handful of seeds. Bit by bit, your brain will thank you with sharper focus and long-lasting clarity. Remember, those little lapses, forgetting a name, losing track of what you are doing, aren't always harmless. Sometimes they're signals to listen to your body and give your brain the care it deserves. Because memory isn't just about storing facts, it's the thread that ties you to family, childhood moments, and the stories you want to pass on to future generations. So out of the 7 brain-boosting foods we just explored, how many are already in your kitchen? Start today. Add a touch of green, a handful of nuts, or a well-timed cup of coffee, and let your meals become natural medicine for your memory. If you found this helpful, share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us about your experience. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next. Every click not only spreads valuable information, but also serves as your own reminder. Your memory is precious, and it deserves daily protection. Final message: your brain health is in your hands, and every meal is a chance to keep your memory clear, your mind sharp, and your stories alive for years to come.